Kia ora and hi from Crystal from the Universal Empath 101, coming to you from the Gold Coast, Australia. And we're on day 2 of our 30-day empathy awareness journey. So yesterday we spoke about emotional wellness, emotional energy, and how that impacts us and what's happening in the world. So, you know, we're all very aware that our lives are being affected by the coronavirus, the COVID-19, and discussed about how we can cope with the emotional energy that we feel impacted by. And, you know, it's going through the motion of emotions and allowing it to flow. So today we're going to talk about physical wellness, our physical energy, and how that is being impacted by the lockdown that's been experienced all around the world. Many countries are still, the borders are closed between the states. You know, the countries are closed globally around the world, unless you're returning to your home country. There is lockdowns in, you know, the state of Victoria, in the city of Melbourne. At the moment, there is, you know, some you know, other places around the world that are experiencing lockdown in their states. And, you know, what kind of a physical impact is that having on our wellness? So yesterday we discussed the emotional impact. Then there is the mental impact, these mental energies, and how if we don't take care of these things and we don't have this conscious awareness towards what we're feeling and what we're thinking, the thoughts that we're holding, it can manifest into an illness, or it can manifest into a disease in our physical bodies. So, you know, it's really important that we open that attunement that we have with all of these energies around us into ourselves, and to take care of the way that we're coping, you know, and we need to have that kind of awareness. How am I being affected? So, you know, the physical impacts from what's happening in the world, the stress, that mental stress, that emotional stress, you know, it can take its toll on us if we're not able to sleep well. You know, if we're going to bed at night time and we're tossing and turning, and we just, you know, we're losing sleep, and, you know, waking up in the morning and feeling exhausted, feeling drained, because, you know, the body just hasn't had a sufficient amount of sleep in order to replenish and rejuvenate. And that sense of waking up with full of vitality, it's quite the opposite. You know, it can be a real sense of, you know, lethargy, not wanting to get out of bed. And for some, you know, that sleep can affect, it can get so bad that it can be, you know, you can develop insomnia, where you've become so prone to not being able to sleep peacefully. And there are things that we can do, you know, which I'll add into those very soon. But, you know, restlessness is terrible. There's nothing worse than waking up after a night of tossing and turning and just not feeling energized, not feeling like you've had a, you know, beautiful deep sleep, and you've been able to wake up and feel full of energy. You know, so sleep, you know, that's a physical aspect. You know, what we're eating, what we're consuming, putting into our bodies. You know, stress can lead to overindulging in what we're eating. It can lead to a loss of appetite, you know, and a loss of weight. You know, the stress, what's happening on the news, what's happening in social media, the discussions, what's happening in work, and just not feeling hungry, or even, you know, turning to food as comfort food and eating more than what you really feel you need. But that's just a stressful reaction, and it's a mechanism to comfort, you know, to soften the blow of the stress that you're feeling. So yeah, so overeating, undereating, also addictions. You know, addictions can be a physical impact of the stress. You know, there's so much anxiety happening out in the world and the daily news, which is, all around us. You just need to log onto your phone, onto Facebook or Instagram, and, depending who you're following, see a lot of, very negative topics come up. And that can really affect the way you're thinking, the way you're feeling. And then ultimately it'll have some kind of effect on your physical body. And so you can actually get to the point where you just, it can become emotional abuse. It can affect your relationships, like if you don't feel like you can even communicate to your partner, or you're isolated from your family or your friends, and, you're feeling scared, you're feeling afraid, or if you're in a relationship and you're stuck indoors 24/7, there can be a real breakdown in communication, not being able to talk to one another and feel like you're being heard, and not feel like you can actually express yourself, and it can become emotional abuse. It can become mental abuse. It can develop into physical abuse. So feeling trapped, feeling like you've got no way out. So it's like our relationships are really important. So, and through the isolation that everybody's experiencing, especially those that are in lockdown now. That's really difficult. It's really challenging. I know of people, friends of my family that are in the city of Melbourne who are not coping with the second lockdown and are crying, are feeling extremely lonely. The mental wellness is shattered. So there are a lot of very obvious signs, that seem to be governments around the world just don't seem to be acknowledging and dealing with. And unfortunately, there's, we will see the impact of what's happening in the world in mental wellness breaking down. Mental health is, will fall apart. It already is. We don't need to be Einsteins to figure that out, especially when we're feeling that in ourselves as being highly sensitive, being an empath. We're going through those motions of emotions. We're going through the mental acrobats. We're going through the physical struggles of not wanting to get up in the day, and if I just stay in bed and I wake up, will it all be over? If I turn the TV on, oh, it's all back to normal again. That there's a lot of concerns, a lot of worries. So there are tips and techniques that we can incorporate into our life to help our physical wellness and help us to cope and get through, what we're feeling, what our bodies are being impacted with. And like I said, if we don't take care of the mental wellness, we don't take care of the emotional wellness, it can manifest into our bodies in some kind of illness or disease or physical pain. It can be joint pain, it can be muscular pain, stress, untapped, unrecognized, will affect us in some shape or form. So we can do all kinds of things. We can go for a walk every day, walk the dog, go for a walk with your partner, whether it's a half an hour. It doesn't have to be a brisk walk. It's just getting out into the air. It's getting out into your neighborhood, and getting some vitamin D if you can walk in the daytime. Vitamin D is really good, especially when you're in isolation and you're stuck in your house all day, every day. If there's countries like New Zealand in winter, in Europe where it snows, there's the SAD, which is a seasonal disorder when your body's not getting enough vitamin D. So get out, even if it means get outside and go and sit in your backyard with a book, or put your headphones on and listen to some music and just soak up some vitamin D into your body. If you can go to the beach and go for a walk along the beach, if you can go for a walk in, a park nearby where there's trees, and get in touch with nature. Take your shoes off. You can, if you can. I wouldn't do that here in Queensland because the ants bite, and there's snakes and there's spiders, and I don't like bugs. So, you know, I'm going to go walking with my shoes on. But, you know, sometimes just kicking your shoes off and, you know, walking around barefoot and feeling the grass underneath your feet and connecting with, you know, Papatūānuku, Mother Earth, you know, going to the beach and, you know, wiggling your toes in the sand and just feeling that connection with the earth. Hug a tree, you know, hug a tree. It's, you know, if you can't hug a person because you're in isolation, hug a tree. You know, there's such beautiful energy in nature. What else can we do? Go to the gym if you can. Obviously, if you're in isolation, and like in Melbourne, the gym's only just opened for a few days and it was shut down the other day. So what can you do? You can work, you can exercise at home. You know, go onto YouTube and you know, look up yoga for beginners. You know, yoga is beautiful for working on the core muscles of your body, getting some, you know, core strengthening. Pilates is beautiful for core strengthening. I've been doing that for a couple of years, and it's had a tremendous beautiful impact on my body. You know, I'm able to move my body in ways, you know, like I don't have joint pain anymore since I went gluten-free. That really helped, you know. And like I said before, there's so many different kinds of gluten-free products out there now. So you don't have to feel like, oh my God, I can't eat pasta, you know, I can't have a sandwich, I can't have a little blueberry muffin, but you can, you know, because there's beautiful gluten-free foods out there. And for me, it's just an incredible effect on my physical body. No more swelling, no more joint pain, no more bloated stomach just by going gluten-free. So, you know, there are other things that you can do in diet, you know, keto-friendly, paleo, dairy-free, gluten-free, sugar-free, maybe, you know, becoming a vegetarian is something that may appeal to you. Becoming a vegan may appeal. And, you know, everybody's bodies are different. So, you know, it really doesn't take much to listen to your body. When you eat a particular food, you know, how do you feel within half an hour? Like if you drink dairy, drink milk, you know, you eat dairy, cheeses, cream, do you get an upset stomach afterwards? You know, do you feel bloated? You know, do you have, you know, fluctuance? You know, do you have heartburn? You know, just listen to your body. It knows what it can handle, what it can eat without struggling. So, you know, for some people, for myself, if I eat a steak, you know, it really makes me feel bloated, you know, and I struggle with it. Yet if I eat mince, I've got a totally different, you know, I don't feel like I'm struggling. If I drink milk, you know, full cream milk, I will, you know, have a really upset stomach. So I haven't drunk normal milk now for a couple of years, and that's improved my, you know, my health significantly. I love, you know, smoothies, juices, fresh juices. I love to make my own smoothies, smoothie bowls, you know, for breakfast, where you've got coconut yogurt, which is full of probiotics. Probiotics is really great, you know. Look, I do my research, I do my own due diligence, and I make informed choices, and I highly recommend that you make informed choices too. But again, attune yourself to your body. You are highly sensitive, so you know, once you have that conscious awareness, how am I feeling after I've eaten a particular food? You know, try eliminating it. Try, if you have arthritic pain, if you feel achy in your body, try, you know, going a month without eating gluten, you know, to be on a gluten-free diet and see what kind of does it make a difference in your wellness. And then, you know, introduce gluten back in slowly. And are you starting to feel achy again? And then you're going to know, you know, yeah, gluten's not for me, or sugar's not for me, or dairy's not for me. You know, we have to make those decisions for ourselves. And there is so much wonderful books out there. There's a lot of material that's easily, readily available at your local library. At your local library, you can, you know, do a search on Amazon and look at different books. You can use Kindle, Audible, you know, where you can pay a monthly subscription, and you can, you know, if you prefer to listen to a book rather than read it. I have hundreds of books, and I'm a recent convert to Audible, and I just love it because I can actually listen to Audible while I'm driving. I can listen to Audible when I go for a walk, when I'm cooking, when I'm cleaning, all those times, you know, where if I'm out in the garden, I can spend a half a Sunday out in the garden if I want to, and have my headphones on, and I'm listening to a great book and learning and making informed decisions. So yeah, there's all kinds of exercise, walking, bicycle, you know, go for a bike ride, jogging, running, you know, go to the gym, do yoga, Pilates, Tai Chi. It might be you like martial arts, or that's great for you. Meditation, find a quiet space. And if you have an extremely busy mind, and you find it's hard to go to sleep because you just can't quieten the noise in your mind, then, you know, meditation. And Dr. Joe Dispenza is somebody I've been listening to now for nearly 2 years, and he has, you can go onto his website, and he has, you know, incredible meditations for all kinds of things, to help you with sleep, to help you to feel rejuvenated, to calm your mind, to balance, you know, your energy. There's so many different kinds, and I love listening to, you know, some of his meditations. Just brilliant to still that mind. But there's a lot of free meditations on YouTube that you can easily listen to. So meditation is a great way to take yourself into a deep state of peaceful sleep, and wake up feeling, you know, like you just feel so alive and rejuvenated and full of energy, and you've got that spring in your step because you've had a great night's sleep. And learn to quieten that noise. And meditation, guided meditations can be the ones that you may need more so than just listening to music. Because if you're just listening to music and your mind's still going off on its freight train around the world, around the day, around the events that happened in your day, in the week, in your life, you know, you've got to learn to quieten that noise. And a guided meditation can, you know, can really work wonders there. Eating healthy, multivitamins, taking multivitamins, you know, go to your doctor. Are you lacking in any vitamins or minerals? You know, so if you're not eating well, you know, perhaps you might need to take multivitamins. And you can go and get a full blood workout from your local doctor and find out, oh, do I need to take B12, which you can get in an injection. You can actually take multivitamins that have B12, or vitamin D, or vitamin C, or vitamin E. There's so many different kinds of vitamins. You may be lacking in zinc or magnesium, so getting a full blood workout can really help. If you really want to go natural, and you know, you don't really want to lean on the medications to help you to sleep, or help with, you know, you might be struggling with an illness or disease. You know, there are alternatives out there, and, you know, the Chinese medicine, Ayurveda, homeopath, which worked brilliant for me, a naturopath worked brilliant for me. So yeah, there's a lot of things that we can do, and it's really important that, you know, there are four core aspects to our wellness, and it's spiritual wellness, spiritual energy, mental wellness, mental energy, physical wellness, physical energy, and emotional wellness and emotional energy. And if we just focus on one of those areas, like we become obsessed with the gym, or obsessed with looking after our physical bodies, but we're not taking any time out to take care of our mental wellness. Or we might be, really diving deep into spiritual wellness, but not taking time out to, give focused energy towards our emotional wellness. It can impact us, and so there's many changes that we can make each day to improve our physical, how we cope with the physical stresses that are happening in the world today, and how that's hitting us, boom, straight into the body. Untapped mental energy, untapped, emotional energy, and how that will impact us in our physical being. So let's, work on those, all aspects of self. It's so important to be mindful of the whole self, wholeness, wellness of mind, wellness of body, wellness of our physical and emotional self, not just one aspect. So today, that's our conversation, and tomorrow we'll touch on mental wellness and how what's happening in the world is affecting people with, who are highly sensitive, with innate empathy, the empaths out there. We'll go and dive into the mental wellness and how that's impacting, and what things that we can do to have that awareness, that empathy awareness, to cope through these very, very challenging times. So thank you for joining me, and I look forward to our next conversation, day 3. A little bit late today. It's been a busy day. It's nighttime here in Australia, but it'll be daylight on the other side of the world. So good morning to you, or good day to you. And for now, I'm signing out. So have a lovely day or a lovely evening wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye for now.